You must have been on the receiving end of some terrible refereeing decisions, Ali Jr. You take a look at the game against Las Palmas. Two really stood out. The penalty just seemed nonsensical, and there was no punishment, of course, for the goalkeeper handling outside the box. Does that motivate you more going into these sort of games? Because there are, of course, these conspiracy theories that La Liga wants a league title race, therefore the referees are doing this. Obviously, we're not going to entertain that idea. But within the locker room, does it kind of give you that extra motivation?
Maybe, but what I do think inside that locker room now, there is a sense of nerves that wasn't there maybe even a couple of weeks ago. A sense of, wait a minute, now this game means a whole lot more than it did a couple of weeks ago. It means that Atletico Madrid can get back into this race. So now it becomes a whole lot more competitive than we thought it was going to be. And so what I expect from Barcelona is to have the best performance they've had over the last month or so. However, I haven't seen signs that that's going to happen. What we saw from Las Palmas, even after those refereeing decisions, is a team that became very stale, very predictable. And if that happens against Las Palmas, it can certainly happen against Atletico Madrid as well. I still think Barcelona at the Camp Nou is going to win the game. But right now, this is the moment for Atletico Madrid. I don't think it goes beyond this. If they win at the Camp Nou, this is back on. If they don't, I think it's over.
Gab, you've been banging this drum for a while that whilst Barca are top of the table and on the face of it, everything looks fine, they haven't been putting in the sort of performances that you would expect from them. The big question, I suppose, if you're a Barca fan, is will they be able to step up their game against the second-best team in Spain?
Yeah, and I think this is going to be a really big test. I mean, I'd say in the last months, look, if they play the way they played against Girona, then it's no problem. That was one of their best performances that we've seen, certainly in the new year. If they play the way they did against Las Palmas, if it's the way they played against Chelsea, both away games, both tough places to go, don't forget Las Palmas, then it could be tougher. The interesting thing for me is, are we going to see Valverde here perhaps counterpunching a little bit? As Ali said earlier, he knows that Atleti have to some degree, go for it, and that a draw is not really going to be good enough. Do you maybe not play Coutinho and Dembele and Messi and Suarez together? Do you find a different solution? Maybe try to invite them forward a little bit and then strike. Maybe add a bit of a dimension or a different dimension to the way you play. I think that could be a wise option for Barcelona.